When Fermin Lopez struck in the 94th minute against Espanyol, all of Barcelona erupted. Not just because it sealed a 2-0 win in the Catalan derby, but because it brought a 9-month title race to a glorious end. La Liga champions, for the 28th time in club history, and for the first time under Hansi Flick. There were no wild celebrations at the RCDE stadium. Barcelona didn't need smoke, flares, or chaos to announce their return. They came back with a new identity, young, hungry, and fearless. From the dreamlike start to the early winter slump, and then the thrilling resurgence beginning in February, Barca didn't just win the league. They won back belief. They reclaimed their place at the top. And they sent a loud, clear message to Spanish football. A new era at Spotify Camp Nou has begun. Right from the opening rounds, Flick's Barcelona issued a warning to the rest of La Liga. 11 wins in their first 12 games. Each victory a testament to a clear playing identity, controlled tempo, sharp transitions, tactical discipline. It was a collective effort, but certain names stood out. Lamine Yamal lit up the league with 3 goals and 4 assists in his first 8 appearances. Raphinha became a relentless force down the left, delivering goals and assists with clockwork consistency. But the momentum didn't last forever. Between November and January, Barca managed just 1 win in 8 league matches. They slipped to 3rd, trailing behind Real Madrid and Atletico. The critics pounced. Had Flick been figured out? Was he crumbling under the pressure of managing Barcelona? But the club never lost faith, and that decision proved to be the turning point. From February on, Barcelona looked reborn. They won 14 of their next 16 La Liga matches, keeping 5 straight clean sheets and scoring 3 or more goals in 6 consecutive games. The defining image, a wild, unforgettable 4-3 victory over Real Madrid at the Luis Company's Olympic Stadium. Barca didn't just beat their fiercest rivals once, they beat them 4 times this season, scoring 16 goals against Los Blancos. Now only Espanyol stood in the way. And then, chaos. Just 30 minutes before kickoff at the RCDE stadium, the scene outside turned from electric to terrifying. A white car veered into a crowd of fans gathered near the gates. Reports from Catalan police described it as erratic and uncontrolled, injuring several, with some trapped under the vehicle. 7 ambulances were dispatched. The referee paused the opening moments of the match for safety. Fortunately, there were no life-threatening injuries. The driver was detained, and early reports ruled out foul play or terrorism, labeling it an accident. In that moment, football felt secondary, but the game resumed, and the rest belonged to Barcelona. The first half was tense. Lewandowski, Raphinha, and Pedri all missed golden chances. Then, in the 53rd minute, magic happened, again through Lamine Yamal. The 17-year-old cut in from the right, glided past his marker, and curled a left-footed shot into the far corner. A masterpiece. Not just a goal, a declaration. Barcelona would be champions of Spain. It was Yamal's 8th La Liga goal of the season, but perhaps the most meaningful. Flick called him the future of European football, but in truth, he's already carrying part of Barcelona's soul. Then, in the 5th minute of stoppage time, Fermin Lopez stepped up. After a precise assist from Yamal, he slotted home the second, ending Espanyol's faint hopes and placing the La Liga trophy firmly in Barcelona's hands. The celebrations were understated. No confetti, no fireworks, just hugs, a few joyful sprints, and eyes shining with purpose. But across social media, millions of fans exploded with emotion. Because after everything, the struggles, the doubt, the rebuild, Barcelona are back. And this time, they're building something built to last. It's impossible to talk about Barcelona's resurgence without giving due credit to Hansi Flick. The German arrived in Catalonia with a cloud of skepticism hanging over him, dismissed by Germany after a dismal run of form and having never coached in Spanish football. But in under a year, he's transformed a lifeless Barca into a winning machine, and done it his way. Flick didn't bring a revolutionary system. He stuck with his trusted 4-2-3-1. But what made it stand out was the intensity of transition and the tactical discipline across every line. This Barcelona side presses high, right from the opponent's half. They play with a high line, yet rarely get exposed. They control possession, but without dragging the game. Unlike recent seasons, every pass this year has had a clear tactical purpose. When they need short build-up, De Jong and Pedri are there. To stretch the field wide, Raphinha is always ready. For individual brilliance, Yamal is the answer. And when it's time to break through the final third, there's Fermin Lopez, a consistent goal threat from midfield in crucial games. But Flick's genius isn't just tactical. He's been a mental healer for the whole squad. Players once considered past their prime or ineffective are now having career best seasons. Raphinha is a prime example. In the summer of 2024, he was put on the transfer list to make way for Nico Williams. Flick refused. Instead of cutting him loose, he reimagined him. Raphinha was positioned wider, allowed to cut inside, and encouraged to shoot earlier. The result? A stunning return. 34 goals and 25 assists in 55 appearances, elevating him into the world's elite. Then there's Íñigo Martínez, a 31-year-old signing thought to be just squad depth. He became the defensive linchpin in the second half of the season, no longer the quickest or youngest, but exactly what Barca had lacked: fire, leadership, and decisiveness at the back. Even the younger players like Pau Cubarsí and Lamine Yamal have spoken about Flick's locker room talks, saying they no longer feel like teenagers, but vital parts of a greater mission to bring Barca back to glory. It's no surprise that the club's leadership is now openly discussing a long-term project centered around names like Yamal, Pedri, Cubarsí, Gavi, Fermin, and Victor Barbera. The blend of La Masia's identity and Flick's modern tactical mind is beginning to shape a new generation, one capable of taking on all of Europe. Barcelona are La Liga champions, but Flick wants more, and he makes no effort to hide it. After falling short in the Champions League semi-finals against Inter Milan, the club walked away with valuable lessons. They know exactly what they still lack: an experienced center-back, a world-class full-back, and a left-winger who can break games open. These needs have already been built into the 2025 summer transfer strategy. Their ambition is justified. This season, Barcelona didn't just beat domestic rivals, they overcame seasoned European sides like Dortmund and Benfica. With this momentum, the goal for next season is clear: a place in the Champions League final, at the very least. Barca's 2024-25 La Liga title wasn't the product of luck or a fleeting miracle. It was the culmination of a long rebuilding process, from a team riddled with self-doubt after disappointing years, to a cohesive, purposeful unit with tactical intelligence and mental steel. The trophy at RCDE Stadium marked the end of a long journey, but more importantly, it signaled the beginning of a new era. No longer reliant on flashes of individual brilliance, Hansi Flick's Barcelona plays a brand of football that is collective, relentless, and effective, yet still carries the artistic flair that defines the club's DNA. They are the perfect blend of tradition and innovation, beauty and pragmatism, La Masia's soul, and the German mindset of winning. Of course, challenges still lie ahead. The Champions League remains the ultimate benchmark for any elite side. But if this season has shown us anything, from how they navigated crises, outclassed Real Madrid, dominated on the big stage, and elevated their young stars, it's that Barcelona isn't just making a comeback. They're laying the foundation for something lasting. This is not a club clinging to the shadows of its past. This is a team writing a new chapter, bold, convincing, and full of hope. The trophy at RCDE Stadium marked the end of a long journey. But more importantly, it signaled the beginning of a new era. No longer reliant on flashes of individual brilliance, Hansi Flick's Barcelona plays a brand of football that is collective, relentless, and effective, yet still carries the artistic flair that defines the club's DNA. They are the perfect blend of tradition and innovation, beauty and pragmatism, La Masia's soul, and the German mindset of winning. Of course, challenges still lie ahead. The Champions League remains the ultimate benchmark for any elite side. But if this season has shown us anything, from how they navigated crises, outclassed Real Madrid, dominated on the big stage, and elevated their young stars. It's that Barcelona isn't just making a comeback, they're laying the foundation for something lasting. This is not a club clinging to the shadows of its past. This is a team writing a new chapter, bold, convincing, and full of hope.